Welcome to the HealthBuzz podcast with Dr. Cindy Ross. Here we explore practical, integrative wellness solutions for the mind, body, and soul, drawing from natural medicine to inspire vibrant health. For more insights, visit lifewellnessforever.com. Please note, this discussion is for educational purposes only, is not intended to diagnose or treat any condition, and should not replace consultation with your physician.
Hello, I'm Dr. Cindy Ross with the HealthBuzz podcast, and I have the beautiful Danielle Francine on with me today. She is a body whisperer, and we have a funny story how we met. We actually met on social media. Everybody always wonders like what the feed is, and I think we fell into each other's feeds just by our commonalities of what we like and what we're interested in. And she's down in South Florida. I'm up in the northwestern panhandle of Florida, Alabama, and we have a lot to talk about and a lot in common, and we just thought it would be great to share it with you all. So Danielle, tell us a little bit about you and what you do down in South Florida.
Oh, yeah. That's such a big question. Tell me a little bit about you. Like, well, what specifically do you want to know? Which part of
She
me?
has birds, just so you guys know. You have to follow her.
Yes, I have four parrots and a pit bull.
Yes,
You'll probably hear the birds in a couple minutes because they do love the camera.
love it.
So I'm 43, in South Florida. Like Miss Cindy said, for about this year will be, no, 7 years, 7 years from New Jersey originally. I started, God, my journey into the fitness and nutrition industry in 2009. And my profession has kind of transformed over the years based on like what I was experiencing. I owned a CrossFit gym in New Jersey and kind of went through the whole dieting phase and then got out of that and then like kind of figured out, cracked the code for nutrition where I could eat what I wanted to, not deprive myself or diet and have abs, right? But I was doing sugar-free shit and fat-free stuff and not great. And then, fast forward years, my hormones started shifting, peri-menopause. And I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? I didn't know. I was gaining belly fat and horrendous night sweats. And so, it kind of clicked one day, like, well, maybe just look at your hormones. And so I dove deep into that. And I mean, just implementing a couple simple changes in like 2 or 3 weeks, my belly fat was starting to go away. I was like, okay, this is
It's
what's
a
happening.
key.
And yeah, so with everything else in my business, it's like once I learn something to help myself, I'm like, let me learn all of the things, kind of like all or nothing, so that I can serve other women with this too. And that's kind of, yeah, where I am. That in combination with, so the title Body Whisperer is more of the reading the signals from other women's bodies because so many women are disconnected from their bodies that it's reading those signals. What does the body need to feel safe again? Helping the woman reconnect with her body and establish that relationship so that there's that safety there, that there's that trust there. And like that's really where the transformation starts, right? From that place of love and connection versus how we used to do it. Punishment. I hate you.
Yes,
Right? Especially at this stage in life. There's
yes,
no.
yes, exactly. No, I mean, I think that's why you and I have so much in common. I'm 48, and, I went through menopause, surgical menopause, when I had my hysterectomy at 23 years old. So I've been in that realm for a long time. And, for the first 10 years, it was like, I just remember like hormones just weren't talked about. Like HRT wasn't talked about. And it was like kind of taboo if you found a doctor that prescribed them. And it wasn't until I went to a Botox party. I went to a Botox party at 29 years old, and the doctor doing the Botox is the one that started talking to me about hormones and kind of convinced me that's exactly what I needed. And so, what, 6, 7 years without hormones, I had a lot of bone loss. And I bounced between osteopenia and osteoporosis for that probably for the last couple of decades, trying to regain what I lost from those 7 years.
Wow.
So, I'm so ecstatic that perimenopause that there's such a spotlight on it right now. And I don't know if it's because it's really what I'm diving into, but I feel like there is a lot more noise on it. And especially since they just removed the black box off the estrogen, and it's like, it's not such a bad thing anymore. And cancer patients are able to take hormones. And I'm ecstatic for where this is going for women and for us to be thriving in our later decades instead of dying, because that's literally the term that I've read so much on all these old books about menopause is we're literally actively dying because we hit menopause. And
Yeah.
we shouldn't feel that way. We should be excited because this is our I don't give a what anybody thinks about me era, right? And so
Yeah.
it should go hand in hand, and you should be thriving and feeling good. So I'm right there with you. Like with my patients, it's all about balance and tuning into their body and figuring out where their deficiencies are, because so much goes hand in hand with menopause because it knocks your body such off balance. And I don't know if you're seeing this with your patients, Danielle, but you call them clients, I guess, clients with your clients. There's a lot of metabolic dysfunction with
Mhm.
menopause is because you start gaining the weight and especially the belly fat, and then you get that visceral fat and it turns into insulin resistance. And I have women so frustrated that come to me and that they're, Cindy, I'm eating clean, I'm working out, and nothing is moving. And it doesn't matter. I say this all the time. It doesn't matter how well you eat or how much you work out until you fix that metabolic dysfunction and get your hormones balanced. You're not going to lose any weight. If anything, you're going to be gaining weight, and it's going to be so incredibly frustrating. Are you seeing that a lot?
I do see that. And I mean, that's one of the most common reasons why my girls come to me is because they are experiencing that, right? And so I know you work with hormones, you work with labs, you work with all of that stuff, right? And I don't work with labs. I work with supporting the hormones through food, through lifestyle, the nervous system, right? And so I find with like 90, I would say 90, 95% of those women, once we implement those things and actually slow everything down for them, then their body starts to change,
That's right. That's right.
right?
So walk us through what you're doing as far as the nutrition side
Oh,
when
yeah.
you have a patient. I wrote a few thesis papers on like phytoestrogen rich foods and changing up, their diet as far as hormones. But I'm curious. I'd love to hear what you guys are doing as far as and tell all the viewers what you're doing down there.
Yeah, absolutely. So with nutrition, so basically as women, right? So we go through our cycle. Even if you're in menopause, post-menopause, we still have hormones. Even though you're not bleeding, you still have those hormones, and we still get to support those hormones through nutrition. So as you know, there's specific foods that will support specific hormones. So what I do with my clients is we eat according to our cycle. And if you don't have a cycle, if you're not bleeding, we go according to the moon, right? And so for this week, we are focusing on supporting estrogen, right? And then the following week, we are supporting or we're detoxing estrogen. And then we're eating foods that are supporting progesterone, right? And then we're doing more carb-rich natural foods, right? Lower fat. And so as we do that, there's also different, I'm going to say like fasting windows that we get to introduce because and you've probably experienced this going to the gym. It's like sometimes the week before your period, you're like, yeah, whoa, I'm so strong. Or you're like, wow, that dumbbell feels like double
Heavy.
the weight. Like, wow. And so normally in years past, it's like, but I can lift this. I know I got this. And you're like trying to get through it. It's like, oh, and we don't get to do that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's listening to the body. So it's listening to the body's rhythm as it goes with food, with hunger, with strength, right? When she is bleeding, right? And she needs more support because it takes a lot of energy out,
That's right.
right? So that's the approach that I take. And again, it's like that connection with the connection with the body so that you can tune into that and get rid of this past, I'm in this box and I'm hitting these macros and I gotta do, right. It's like that's I'm just gonna call it old paradigm,
Yeah.
right? That
Yeah.
got us to where we are, but that's not gonna get us to where we want to go.
That's right. So have you read the book by Mindy
I
Perez?
love her.
Yeah, I do too. I really love her. Pels. It's Pels is her last name,
Yeah.
right? Pels, yeah.
Yeah.
She's awesome, fasting like a girl. And then, she just launched a new book. Have you read her new book?
I have. Yep.
Yeah,
I read it a few weeks ago.
it's great. But I never really knew until I read her book a couple years ago about cycling the fasting. And you
Same.
really have to. I tell my men and women, because I see both. I tell them it's great for you to read the book as well up until the halfway point, and then it gets into the cycles. But for women, I think we're so used to, you hear someone at the gym talk about fasting and what it's done for them, and everybody wants to jump on because it's a quick fix. And I try to tell women it can be detrimental to you if you don't do it the right way, because fasting can have the adverse effects that it does for men. Men benefit greatly from it. Women have to be really careful, and
Yeah.
it's very beneficial, but you have to do it strategically. And I love I actually reached out to her, maybe editor, I guess, and I had done the Audible version, and she says, reach out if you want the PDF of her plan. They were so great and gracious, and they sent me the whole plan. So she told me to share it with all my patients. So if anybody wants that, I have it. And it is just a great way to learn how to fast with your cycles. With your patients or with your clients, what time frame are you guys doing? What's the most amount of fasting window that you're doing with them?
Well, what I would like them to do or what they do.
What you would like them to do? We don't always have compliant patients and clients.
Yes. Yes. So I would love, and I've not had anyone do it yet. And okay, that's it. We're not going to go that way. So 24 hours. And I don't recommend doing that frequently, but for me, I love doing a 24-hour fast as a gut reset. You have a ton of autophagy happening.
Oh yeah,
Right? It's like it's cleaning out your entire body, your energy. My energy is like, whoop, like, oh my God, at 20 hours, I'm like, boom, let's go. My brain is firing. Like, I feel amazing, amazing. And I just find it to be such a huge benefit, even if you do that like once a month,
yeah, absolutely.
right?
It's 24 hours. You can fast for 24 hours.
And like you do the cheater, right? Eat lunch and then eat lunch the next day, or have dinner and then have dinner
Yeah,
the next day.
that's
Like
right.
there's so many ways that you can make it so simple.
That way you can sleep your way through it.
Exactly, exactly.
What's the longest you have personally done a fast?
40 hours.
So I did 72 hours last year. Not in 25, in 24. I did it 72 hours, and I'll tell you, I felt amazing. Like
Mm,
joint wise, everything. That's the longest I've ever done it. And I would not recommend doing that probably more than twice a year, doing a
yeah.
72 hour. But if you have any inflammation in your body, that is one surefire way to calm your system down.
Oh my God, totally.
And
That's been
I mean, like I drank herbal teas and a lot of water, and I was fine. Like I
Mhm.
didn't miss it. And I was even cooking dinner for my husband, and I it didn't bother me,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep. That's been on my like, I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And I'm like, I love food so much.
I know. Well, now that I'm eating 8 times, I pretty much eat 7 to 8 times a day because I'm getting ready for the show in September.
Okay.
I camp out in the kitchen, which I'm in here now. I camp out in the kitchen with my laptop and work and chart patients, and
And
I
eat.
cook and I eat. That's all I do. That is my life. But I can't imagine fasting right now because you know how it is when when your metabolism gets firing like it is, eating that often, you're ravenous starving like
Yeah, all the
an hour
time.
and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can't imagine doing that. But after the show, I would like to do another long fast, maybe like a 48-hour fast or something.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I
That's
love it.
exciting. So Danielle, I know you get a lot of questions. I try to write down questions from social media when I get asked off my videos. I have a few, and I would like your intake, and I'll answer what I think too. But we want to keep this short and sweet today. I just want to introduce you guys to Danielle and see what she has going on. She's got a lot of great information. I highly suggest following her, and at the end, I'll let you tell everybody how they can catch up and if they want more information to find you.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
okay, so a couple questions that I wrote down. Let's see. I had them up and I
Mhm.
lost them. Danielle said when I sent them over to her, she's like, "Oh, you're gonna send me these 3 minutes before we go on."
How many
Okay,
times that's happened to me before?
yeah. So, okay. One of the questions is belly fat during menopause inevitable, or is it something deeper going on hormonally?
Mm-hmm. It's absolutely so it's not inevitable. No.
Agreed.
And absolutely it is deeper hormonally. And so whenever I see that and a woman says it's specifically I'm accumulating belly fat in like just there, it's your hormones. Your hormones are basically being stored there, and your body's like, "Hi, I need help. I'm not functioning. I'm not processing hormones the way that I used to. I need your support."
Yeah.
Right? So she's kind of bringing them all here, like, "Here,
Yeah.
help me."
I just had a friend last night. She sent me a Mardi Gras picture of us. It was a memory in her feed. And she goes, in my dreams or something, because she wanted to be back there and she's in menopause now. And she said that she's embracing this menopause body. And I'm like, it doesn't have to be that way. Like you don't have to gain the weight. There is no one size fits all. You got to figure out what's going on with your body. You got to figure out if the hormones has caused an insulin resistance issue as well. So I think so much plays into it, and it's so easy because women feel like shit during this time, and it starts creeping in their 30s, and they don't realize it because they're dismissed by their doctor, and the doctor's saying you're too young to be going through anything, but literally perimenopause starts in your mid 30s. So it creeps and it becomes normality. And I don't think so many women realize what's going on. And then it just is kind of one of those things where you don't have the energy and you don't feel like working out and you're losing muscle mass and what's the point? I mean, I understand. I've had the hormone imbalance. I get that. So, but I wholeheartedly agree. It's not inevitable, and it can be avoided. And just like Stacey Sims talks about, and if you guys are not following Stacey Sims, I highly recommend it. She's got a lot of great information out there. But this should be like an era that we celebrate and that we're so powerful and that we are thriving. So do not settle for the belly fat. Do
Don't
not
embrace the menopause body. It's like, oh, dad
stop,
bod.
embrace it. I hope she's listening to this because I wanted to scream it from the rooftops last night, but I try not to overstep unless I'm asked. But I'm overstepping because she's a dear friend of mine and she is gorgeous and I want her
Yes,
feeling her best.
yes. And, you probably find this too. When women experience that, they're like, oh, okay, well, I need to work out harder. I need to diet harder, right? And that just jacks up your
It
cortisol and
does.
that
It
makes
jacks
it
up your
worse.
cortisol, your adrenals. Nah. Yeah, it
Everything.
puts you in
Yep.
stress and it's gonna have the adverse effects to it.
Yep.
What worked for you in your 20s is not gonna work for you in your 40s. So yeah, it's
Stop trying it.
completely. I swear, in my 20s, I could starved myself for a couple of days and dropped 20 pounds. And now I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't work anymore. So your body just
Right.
hangs on to it. It's, it's just, it is what it is. So you got it. It's a science. That's what I tell people every day. I'm my own guinea pig. I put myself through it. I don't blast it until I've tried it. And it literally, when you hit menopause, it is a science because what works even for today may not work tomorrow. And your body shifts and changes and ebbs and flows depending on what kind of stress you have in your life. So you gotta know how to work it, and you gotta be able to roll with the punches. And some days are gonna be great, and some days maybe not. But as long as you have the right tools, you're gonna be fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally
Okay.
agree.
Let's just do a couple more.
Okay.
Um, this is a great one. Why am I exhausted even after a full night's sleep?
Well, were you really sleeping? Well, so I mean, I think that also is different for different women, right? Number one, are you getting into your deep sleep? Are you hitting that REM sleep? Are you hitting all of your cycles, right? Because if you're not, and your body is not getting into that place where she is recovering, processing, building muscle, but all of those important thing, we'll just call them things that she needs to do. She's constantly trying to do that. She doesn't have enough time to do all of the things, right? So she's working, she's never resting. And so if you are sleeping through the night and then you wake up exhausted, I mean that my oven timer's going off. I'm like, oh my God, my chicken.
Go get your chicken.
It's okay. I can wait a couple minutes. It's like, ching. Um, Yeah, so that could be due to a couple things too. What are you doing before you go to sleep?
Yeah,
Are you sitting in front of screens?
that's right.
Are you like running a marathon through your house, cleaning everything, and then you're like, oh my God, it's 11 o'clock. I need to get in bed. Now I need to sleep, right? And did you sleep? How long are you sleeping for?
I think it's really important to, especially when we hit the perimenopause, you have to get something, you got to have the tools to learn how to calm your central nervous system. And for me, I don't know how much you meditate, but I found meditation a couple years ago, like really dove off into it. That's when I shaved my head. My husband thought I was going to go live in Tibet and live with the monks.
You
It
monk?
could still happen. It might still happen, but I'm not there yet. But I love meditation. And when I went off, I don't even think you know this, Danielle, but I went off to a 12-day, sat in the woods, complete silence at a Vipassana retreat. And it was a training facility, and it was the most intense thing I've ever gone to in my life. It was all the adjectives. It was terrible and amazing and wonderful and awful. And it was hard. It was super hard. And it was 14 hours a day of meditation and fasting and everything. But the tools that it gave me to be able to calm my system, nothing bothers me these days. Like no one person, because it's all in your reaction. And I take a breath and I think about things before I react to it now. I don't fly off the cuff. I sleep well at night because of it. And I do a lot of yoga nidra. And I mean, there's so many things that you can do that are right at our fingertips to help you sleep better, to help you get through this time. So if you're waking up feeling exhausted, you have to find a tool that calms the central nervous system.
Yeah.
Are you
Yep.
meditating? Do you meditate?
Oh, I've been meditating for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've been wanting to do like a 10-day silent retreat for probably the last 3 years. I love that you did
So just
that.
so you know, it is free. Vipassana learning centers, they're free. And then you do a donation at the
That
end,
around
depending
here.
on, yeah, they're everywhere. They're all over. I had to
Yeah.
drive so Jessup, Georgia is actually probably close to you. And then I know that they do like 3 and 4 day ones in Jupiter, Florida, but
Oh,
they literally tell you that to truly learn it, you need to
mhm.
go off for the actual 11 days.
Yeah.
Um, I know a lot of people cannot do that, and I understand that. But if you ever have the opportunity, it will reset you for life. Now, anytime that I'm acting all spicy, my husband tells me I need to go sit in the hole in the woods again. Okay, so before we get off, like, look at Danielle's hair. Like, we just found each other and like we both have the shade. Like, we're bringing it back, right? We're bringing it back. Mine's all pulled back in my man bun, as my husband calls it today, but
So we got sugar and we got spice. We got the light and we got the dark.
I love it. Danielle, I know you got to go because your chicken's going off. Um, can you tell our viewers how they can get in touch with you if they want to learn more about what you're doing and give your social media channels as well?
Yeah, so the easiest way to get in touch with me, probably the fastest, is email or social media. On social media, I'm Danielle Francine. Instagram is Danielle Francine Divine. And then my email is Danielle at daniellefrancinecoaching.com. Yeah, those are the
Perfect.
quickest,
And
easiest, and
I
I
will make
will.
sure to put your social media and all your channels in the show notes.
Okay.
So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. And my email, Cindy at drcindyross.com. Always get in touch with me by calling 251-635-7477. Danielle, I adore you. Thank you for being my guest today.
Thank you so much. I had so much fun. Can't wait to do it
Hopefully
again.
you'll come back on and we can keep talking about all the things.
Oh, shout. I would love
Okay.
to.
All right, go eat your chicken.
Okay. Bye.